Thank you.
All right.
Keep it on me.
I got it. Okay. Get ready to go. Mic check 1, 2. Let's get ready to go. Start with me and Viper, please.
Start with Keith and Viper.
Keith, the warning goes until 3.
I'm on 1.
On 2. And I'm on 3. Okay.
Keep your mute, Keith.
Is it not working? Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. What?
This is a WCBI First Alert Severe Weather Update.
Good afternoon, friends. I'm meteorologist Keith Gibson here in the First Alert Weather Center. We are now tracking a tornado-warned storm right there near Ackerman. This is a tornado warning that now goes until 3 o'clock here in northeast Mississippi. This does include the city of Ackerman and Sturgis, just west and southwest of Starkville. We've been watching the storm for the last couple of minutes here as it's been rolling out of Itala County. You can see that little ring right there. It's a little shear lock, a low-level shear lock. So there's some rotation with this storm. It's moving off to the northeast rather rapidly. At this point in time, you can see these communities right here, basically over Ackerman in the next couple of minutes, but near Sturgis by 224 by Longview at 233. Again, it is 207 right now. So the rotation just around Ackerman as we are checking out Viper right now. This is the latest and greatest. A Doppler radar indicated tornado moving northeast at 45. There's also a chance for a little bit of hail with this as well. We had with the storm earlier some penny-size hail, and we could still see some quarter-size hail with this. Right there is the rotation just southwest of Ackerman. So these locations here around Ackerman, you need to be in your safe zone right now because these storms are beginning to show signs of rotation, and we've been concerned about this for the last couple of hours, as a matter of fact. This is an interesting product. This is our shear rate product. As we come on in, you can see the darker or the brighter greens and the little bit of red showing up right there. This is the rate of wind speed as it's changing through time here and in space. So this rotation is just southwest of Ackerman. There's Highway 12, there's Highway 15. So south and west right there. There's that latest scan update. So if you're in Ackerman right now, safe zone right now, that's where you need to be. This rotation has a low-level lock, and we are looking at some of that rotation that could come down to the surface in the form of a tornado. The cloud bases are pretty low today, and you won't be able to see a lot until the storm gets on top of you as far as some of this rotation. If it does get down to the ground, there's some pretty good rain falling around the storm, out ahead of it, back behind it, and to the southwest. So the atmosphere is pretty juiced up at this point in time, and this is the situation we have out there right now. A Doppler radar indicated a tornado warning now in effect for these communities in far southeastern Webster County and western parts of Oktibbeha County. You are under this tornado warning now until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So we are going to provide you the latest and greatest information right here on WCBI TV as we go throughout the course of the afternoon. This is warning number 1 of likely many warnings as we go throughout the course of the afternoon. And our storm threats, you can see that we are depicting a little bit of hail in the purple, but also some shear showing up here in the center of that rotation, and that is what we are concerned about, this shear, this wind speed, this rotation that could come down to the ground in the form of a tornado. So, Isaac, let's do another storm track in this. Again, moving off to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. If you're just tuning on in, that's the path of the storm. So right there, it's over Ackerman right now, hopefully in your safe zone, but in these other communities, as we go throughout the next couple of minutes here. Let's lapse this for the last half hour or hour, if we could, and just give folks a bearing exactly how this has been transpiring as we've gone throughout the last couple of minutes. So not only is this rotation going on around Ackerman, but the storms are building back down towards Kosciuszko in Itala County, and all of this is moving northeast. So just an early heads up for those of you that may be between Maben and Starkville here along 82, this storm complex is moving to the northeast at about 40-45 miles per hour. So you're getting some rain right now in Maben and probably a little bit of thunder and lightning, but the rotation is back to the southwest, and that rotation right there is what we will be watching as we go throughout the next 30 minutes. The Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma put out a statement about 10-15 minutes ago saying the potential for some rotating supercells is going to be maximized right over eastern Mississippi for the next couple of hours here. That's the environment we are dealing with right now. We've been sitting on a powder keg for most of the day. Up until this point, the atmosphere has been basically stable. It's been capped off. Now we're beginning to remove the cap. The atmosphere is now tapping into some of this energy, and it's now exploding out in the form of these very strong and powerful thunderstorms that are showing signs of rotation right now. So this warning is just clipping Starkville. It does not include Louisville at this point in time. Western parts of Winston County, you are now under what looks to be a new severe thunderstorm warning at this point here as we check out Viper. So the flashing orange, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. The red polygon right here, that is a tornado warning at this point in time. Let's zoom on in a little bit tighter, Isaac, if we could, and try to plot some of these streets once again and some of these communities that are around the rotation with this storm. So there's Ackerman, and there's Dido Road right there to the northeast, State Highway 12. There's the community of Sturgis, and back along Bethlehem Road right here. So these areas will be affected over the next couple of minutes with this rotation that is basically right over the city of Ackerman right now. So again, this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado situation that we do have in place right now, and the rotation is still with us, and we are going to be following this as we go throughout the course of the afternoon. So that's a little tighter inspection of the situation we have right now, and we are still getting, there's our updated low-level or mid-level shear locks right here. And I'm going to ask our folks back in the control room at some point we may need to go to our dual box setup once again. So right now let's just keep it with me in our Viper mode, but we may have to go and just try and get us all ready to go for a full blown out severe weather episode as we continue to follow this situation here going forward. So again, 2:13 this afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson, Isaac Williams behind me, and also we got Ashley Ruiz over there as well. So we will all be chiming in with some new information as we get it right here as we go throughout the course of the day. If you don't have access to a television, we are streaming our coverage live on WCBI.com. The red polygon, that is that tornado warning. The rotation, this is our shear rate product right over Ackerman. So this is where if we're going to get a tornado right now, we're going to see that rotation. Basically, it's over Ackerman, but the storms are moving northeast at about 45. So let's just assume that that rotation is just a little bit to the north and east of Ackerman right now. And if you do have any weather-related reports or information to pass along to us, do so. Our email address, weather@wcbi.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our handle there at WCBI Weather. And we'll try to comb through all the reports and try to see exactly what's going on as this system rolls on up. And it looks like that rotation is still with us here near the vicinity of Ackerman, moving back to the northeast. And it looks like the rotation, let's go to that shear rate product again, Isaac, and let's animate the shear rate product here. And just this will show you where this rotation has been moving for the last couple of minutes. And you can see how it came out of Atala County right there, northwestern, or now into southeastern Webster County, right over Ackerman, moving off to the northeast. So at this general path, it looks like that rotation will be just staying west of Sturgis and probably staying west of Starkville. But this, again, is a heads up for those of you between Maben and West Starkville, right along 82 and northwestern parts of Oktibbeha County as we approach the top of the hour. So this shear rate product is very good. It's one of our exclusive products we have here at WCBI TV because it can really show you the wind velocity and how it's changing in the atmosphere. The radar can detect wind movement, and that's one of the things that we can show you. This is our classic high-res velocity product that we have traditionally shown you, and we've got the greens and a little bit different shading right there, and that is that couplet along with these rings right there, the red low level, the yellow mid-level rotation. So this storm is showing signs of both mid-level and low-level rotation. And that is why we're getting a pretty good signature here that would produce a potential tornado situation. And that, of course, that is why we are on the air right now. And the National Weather Service has continued this tornado warning, and it's moving to the northeast now at 55 miles per hour. And this warning remains in effect until 3 o'clock. So this is still a Doppler radar indicated tornado moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. So Isaac, let's do another storm track on this one and do it up to 55 and see if we can't do another plot with some cities here. So northeast at about 55 miles per hour, and this will put it near Double Springs by 2:30 and near Phoebe by 2:40. That's in western Clay County. So this thing is moving to the northeast. It's going to be clipping northwestern Oktibbeha, and if it holds together, it may be into southwestern parts of Clay County here by 3 o'clock. So again, it's 2:16 here this afternoon. So this is Doppler radar indicated, likely the first of many warnings we will likely have later on today with this juiced up environment. And Ashley, if you can dial up our severe or our tornado watch graphic real quick. And I just want to show everybody that we do have a tornado watch in effect for the entire state of Mississippi right now as we eventually go to that. There you have it. So this tornado watch for all of our counties in northeast Mississippi until 7 o'clock tonight. But this watch actually includes the entire state of Mississippi right now until 7 o'clock. I do think at some point later on today we will have a new tornado watch issued eventually for western Alabama, and this tornado watch, the expiration time will likely go well past 7 o'clock tonight. So we have a tornado watch. We all need to be weather ready for some severe weather that could develop later on today. But as we go back to Viper, we actually do have to concentrate on the one tornadic storm we have in our viewing area right now, this rotating supercell down here near Ackerman, west of Sturgis, moving off to the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. As we zoom things out, though, I want to show you the bigger picture. If you're just tuning in to our coverage right now, Isaac, as we zoom things out just a tad so we can get a bearing on the overall situation, we have some non-severe showers up here, maybe some embedded thunder and lightning south and east of Tupelo. That is not what we're concerned about right now. We are watching these storms that are lining back up down towards areas between Jackson and Meridian. This area right here that Isaac's illustrating, that is the area we are most concerned between now and 6, 7 o'clock of giving us the best potential for some long-lived tornado or rotating storms that could produce some tornadoes. And some of these tornadoes today could actually be on the stronger side of the equation, maybe F2 or higher, and those would have wind speeds at least 111 miles per hour. And so the environment's ready for some additional storm development. The only tornado warning we have in place right now is for the storm in our viewing area here in areas just to the north and east of the city of Ackerman right now. So you can see with the updated scan, we've gone back to some of the yellow rings here. So we've lost some of that low-level shear. The red circle, that's the lowest level scan that the radar will go around. As we scan the upper levels, you can see the yellow ring. So we're still looking at some rotation here with this storm. Let's go back to the shear rate product and just show the folks again, if you've just been tuning on in. This is one of our newer products we use here, and this really just shows us where the best rotation, the best wind change, the best velocity change is going on in the storm. So whenever we see the brighter greens, there's stronger wind movement going on in the thunderstorm. It doesn't necessarily mean this is rotating overall, but today it looks like these storms are showing some signs of rotation, but the wind is definitely moving very fast within this green area here just west of Sturgis, and that could produce a tornado at any given time. So that red polygon right there, that is that tornado warning in effect until 3 o'clock. You probably, if you're watching on television, you can see the warning information crawl across your TV, and we have a little warning map and bug in the far bottom left of our full 16:9 picture. So hopefully you're watching us on full HD right now. And also need to be reminding you, have multiple ways of getting warning information, because as we've gone throughout the last couple of days, we've been telling you that we've been dealing with a NOAA weather radio transmitter problem in Ackerman that covers the Golden Triangle area. It's been intermittent, and yesterday it wasn't working. We couldn't pick it up here at the office. It may or may not be working now. So hopefully you and your loved ones have a source of information that can get you through this event, because we are looking at a tornado threat for this afternoon, and it looks like we'll have an additional line of storms later on this evening sweep on through, and then we'll be done with the severe weather for probably at least 10 days at least, as the atmosphere really starts to cool down finally. But right now it's just juiced up here, very unseasonably warm here on this February 2nd. So the warning rings right there, the shear rings, the yellow, that is indicating some mid-level rotation, not necessarily low-level rotation at this point in time. So this is 2:21 here this afternoon. Isaac, do you have any new information to report?
Yeah, Keith, if we can bring up, folks in the back, a Skycam behind me here, and we will continue to watch this storm. We're looking here back to the south and west. This is the live view in Starkville. We don't see anything just yet. This is still a little bit too far away from the camera, plus the cloud base is very, very low at this point. So again, we don't want to... we can't really see anything just yet, but Ashley telling me that Nash 94.9 is simulcasting our coverage, which is some good news because we want people to have multiple ways of getting information. Ashley, I'm going to throw it over to you as you talk over the Skycam.
Yes, Isaac, we do have a tornado warning now for Neshoba County until 3:15 this afternoon. So that's just in.
Okay, yeah. Again, we're looking back. We're watching the cloud bases here. We don't see any lowerings just yet. And again, we'll be watching that storm coming out of Choctaw County. If we can take the Viper system back behind me once again, please, Shane. Thank you very much. And again, that warning for Neshoba County includes the city of Philadelphia. But the reason we are here is for a possible tornado now just to the north and east of the city of Ackerman. The time now is 2:22. Looks like it's passing a little bit north and east of Ackerman, moving north and east at about 50 to 55 miles per hour. And again, we just showed you the Skycam in Starkville. The city limits of Starkville and Mississippi State University, technically not in this warning, but you are on the fringe here. And it does look like, based on the trajectory here, it's going to pass west of the city. But we want to urge everyone, especially west of Starkville, out Highway 82 all the way to the Webster County line. You want to be thinking about going to your safe place pretty quickly because this storm, again, traipsing off to the north and east at about 50 miles per hour. Again, Starkville not included in this particular warning just yet. And this is something that, again, is Doppler radar indicated. We've been watching the storm for about the last hour as it was moving through parts of Leake and Attala counties. And it really kind of got its act together here over the southern part of Choctaw County. That's what prompted the warning. The warning goes for another 35 minutes until 3 p.m. Okay, so western Oktibbeha County, eastern parts of Choctaw County under a tornado warning until 3 p.m. this afternoon as this possible tornado signature now moving north and east of Ackerman, now approaching the Oktibbeha County line. Again, we're just going to kind of go in for a closer look. It does look like this is going to be affecting areas mainly north of Highway 12 in Oktibbeha County all the way to the Choctaw County line up to US 82. So if you live between Highway 12 and US 82, he wants you to go ahead and be in that safe place. Again, still looking at a fairly decent radar indication. In fact, that low-level shear lock has reappeared. So again, when we see that red circle, that's indicating that low-level rotation is occurring. And Keith, I'm going to throw it back over to you here in just a moment as we continue to get new information as that storm now tracks into western and western sides of Oktibbeha County. Keith?
Okay, Isaac, thanks a lot. And indeed, we are tracking the severe weather right now. You can see the Starkville Skycam right here looking back to the southwest. And Ashley, you're over by the Skycam computer right now. Go ahead and bring up our West Point camera real quick if you could. And in the bottom of your screen, you can see that's the latest radar scan we have going on. So we're looking back to the southwest now. This is the city of West Point. Again, these cloud bases are fairly low. We can't really see a lot what's going on until the storm's actually within very close proximity of our Skycam network. We're not going to really be able to see any tornado at this point with this juiced up atmosphere and these low cloud bases right now. But we've got all of our Skycams looking back to the southwest, and we will continue to monitor the situation as it comes back to the northeast. So this is the bigger picture right now. Let's go back to me full screen with Viper and talk a little bit more about the situation that is ongoing across our viewing area. So as Isaac was mentioning, there's the rotation there near Sturgis. The low-level lock has returned. The red circle, the storm is moving off to the northeast. And let's come on in a little bit closer and inspect once again to give folks a heads up here exactly what road and what streets these are going on down. This is essentially just to the northwest of Sturgis. Right there is where we are looking at the greatest amount of spin, the wind speed right there in the atmosphere. But as I mentioned earlier, the storms are moving quickly, about 45 to 55 miles per hour. So we can almost extrapolate out and assume that that rotation is going to be farther out in time here. So right along Sturgis-Maben Road perhaps, and north and east, that's where we are really concerned right now. So there's J.Y. Turner Road right there, and Self Creek Road here as well, north of Sturgis. So these areas here, you need to be concerned for some rotation that could actually come on down to the ground. If nothing else, the shear rate product right here is telling us that you could see some damaging wind gust potential here between 40 and 60 miles per hour. The low-level winds going on out there today, you know it, you've been out, it's been very breezy just above the surface. Winds are howling at about 40 to 50 miles per hour, and they continue to race off to the northeast, these low-level winds, and much faster wind the higher up you go in the atmosphere. So the storms are kind of tilted, and they're allowing this rotation to sustain themselves as the storms continue to develop. So Phoebe by 240, Montpelier by 247. That's way to the northeast here, so this is about 20 minutes away. Right now going through some very rural territory, eventually now beginning to shift into far western Oktibbeha County. Those of you in Starkville, this is not a cause for concern right now. That rotation is not a cause for concern right now. We are going to be watching out for some of these other cells that could be developing out ahead of the initial storms as well. So anything that's showing up that looks like it's just hanging out by itself, we're going to have to watch out for some potential rotation later on today. But right now, the only storm of issue right now is the one that is now slipping into western parts of Oktibbeha County. And this polygon right here, this is a tornado warning. And this